She came and saw the show and she turned to me afterwards and she says, I think you should direct for our show. And I said, you know what, I think you're right. And so, but then that began
That was her idea?
It was both of our ideas.
Oh
she was, I think you should.
You wanna cry, you cross your heart and hope to die.
Mother Nature is like the new villain of this back half.
Bad Mama Gemma.
Is that a need? What are the main challenges of this for them in general? Like just the weather or anything more like deep before them?
Well, I mean, the weather is inescapable when it forces you to then be by yourself and your own internal workings, and it forces you to try and then work with the people around you. For us, our show has never really put the infected or the walkers at the forefront. That's almost like a secondary character. For us, it's about the relationships of the people, and the weather is something that only further emphasizes that. This storm is putting interesting pairings together. It puts interesting relationships at the forefront of our show, and so it forces, unique relationships to form. I think that's, it's a kind of a catalyst of change.
Colman, you're doing your directorial debut now, so how that came to be and what can you say about the episode you're directing?
Oh, cool. That came to be, I took Gail Ann Hurd, one of our executive producers, to see a play of mine that I directed at the Geffen Playhouse in Los Angeles, because I've been a theater director for over 25 years, so that's what I do in my part-time. So she came and saw the show and she turned to me afterwards and she says, I think you should direct for our show. And I said, you know what, I think you're right. And so, but then that began
That was her idea?
It was both of our ideas. She was, I think you should. It was something I was like, I had in the back of my head, but it was also nice that you set up the world and the universe and it comes right back at you.
Yeah.
So we began the process. I began the process of asking the shadow. I shadowed Andrew Bernstein in season 3, and the last 2 episodes that I was also heavily in. But so it was constantly a joke of who was I? I called myself the Shadow, and so I was shadowing as well as doing the work. And then this season, the new showrunners, we agreed to do an episode this season, and they set me up for success in every single way. They made sure that my prep work, I was not in the episode before. I shot the episode, and we had such a great time.
Okay, just to finish, does all these changes of scenarios, do they help or do they make it harder to develop the characters?
Both. Not harder to develop the characters, but it's
a challenge.
It's a challenge for us as people because you're moving around a lot, but it also offers then an amazing opportunity that most shows don't get. Most shows you just stick in one place for the length of the show. But for us, we've been lucky. We've moved to LA, to Vancouver, to Mexico, to Austin, Texas now, and it changes the cinematography, it changes the aesthetic of the show, the dialogue, the design, the costumes, the characters you get to meet. So it's also opens up a lot of change and opportunity, which is great.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.